Ah, yes. Remember this promising piece of footage for Crows? The gameplay trailer we all hoped the game would be? Definitely didn't look like this on anyone's stream I watched, or even when I streamed it. But it's not all bad news. In fact, I think it's actually really good news. A couple of weeks ago, I played the first closed beta for Crows, and it was pretty rough. I have a video about it if you want to check that out. Shortly after that, on the 15th of November, they posted a huge list of changes they're prepared to make for this game on Steam. There's a link in the description if you want to read it yourself, or you can just listen to me read it and talk about it here. First of all, they thanked everyone for joining and testing the game, and there is a huge shopping list of changes. The fact that this list is so huge is awesome. Hopefully all of this gets addressed. Just a disclaimer, I'm reading this word for word as it's been written. The company is based in Korea, so English is not their first language. Graphics. We've received a couple of feedbacks on graphics options such as depth of view and blur that seem strange in the game. The issues that may be relevant to the regarding matter have been fixed. More resolute and improved display will be shown in the next version. This is great. There was a lot of weird things going on in this game. It just looked like terrible a lot of the time, and there was a lot of performance issues, which they do address later. Number 2, latency. We opened a US server only to test high latency. As a result, we spotted issues such as abnormal vehicle maneuvers, various lags, characters teleporting and or being buried underground, etc., caused by high latency among players in Asia and Europe, and Australia, but they didn't write that. Any downsides occurred by latency will be improved by adding main regions through multiple tests to make sure players do not experience bad gameplay due to network issues. It kind of sucks that they forget about the Australian player base. I know the rest of the world has bigger player bases than us, but we do enjoy games down here as well. And it would be really good if they address that, because I'm having the same problem playing World War 3 at the moment as I was having with Crows. There's just no dedicated server. Even a Southeast Asia server would be really good so that we can test the game efficiently. I understand what they were trying to do with this high latency thing, but it did make the game very unplayable a lot of the time I was playing it. Number 3, weapon balance. The overall weapon balance will be renewed. The main fixes are as follows. An extreme horizontal recoil of particular weapons will be fixed. Detailed fixes on damage depending on the distance and body parts will be done. Detailed fixes of the projectile spread of particular weapons will be done. Particular weapons, the DMR, SMG and some AR will be repositioned to reflect feedback that some do not show any merits to be used. That's actually hilarious. So people were using the DMRs, SMGs and some of the ARs and thought that they were so terrible there's no point to even using them. I can't believe that they didn't think of this when they were thinking of balancing the weapons. And the other thing that was mentioned was, horizontal recoil and the spread of projectiles. That definitely needs to be addressed too, because it's so arcadey, and like the game they show, even in this trailer that's playing, is that of some form of like immersiveness and realism, and just providing a better, more immersive gameplay would be great. Like guns that feel good and guns that have good spray, so when you hip fire it doesn't go all over the place, or when you're aiming down sights you're not getting giant fucking light beams coming out like it's Star Wars. It just fucking looks shit. Anyway, number 4, sounds. This is a pretty big one. The overall sound balance will be renewed. The main fixes are as follows. Footsteps, direction and volume balance will be fixed. Holy shit, that is so good, because the directional sound in this game was absolutely garbage. Weapons, distance, volume balance and some weapon resources will be replaced and fixed. It's so good that they're addressing this right off the bat, because this is a lot of the issue most people had with the game. Weapons sounded like garbage, that you couldn't tell how far away people were in the game when they were shooting, whether they were right next to you or very far away. The weapon sounds were all over the place. A lot of the weapons sounded the same, and the fact that they're going to replace a lot of it and change it is actually awesome. I hope they do, and I hope it comes back a lot better in the next beta. Vehicle weapon sounds will be replaced and improved. They're fully replacing them. That's also good. Projectiles, ballistics, and flyby sound resources will be replaced and improved. Hit sound. Sounds of the character and the vehicles being hit will be replaced and fixed. They need to be completely overhauled, because if you get hit, you can't even tell you're being hit half the time, I reckon. It was like, am I dying? Oh, I'm dead. Like, you just need something to know that you're actually being hit. Helicopter, volume by distance will be improved, okay? Like all vehicles need to be. Vehicles, volume by distance will be fixed and some resources will be replaced. Voice redundancy. The guide sound output priority will be changed. Okay. Explosion sounds. Volume, distance, and resource replacement will be done. That's also really good because, yeah, you just could not hear explosions happening whatsoever. It should sound like a Battlefield if they're going to have a Battlefield mode in the game. Why not, right? Destructible object sounds. Sounds of some destructible objects will be added. That's good. Falling sound. The sound not being output when falling will be fixed. So there was 0 sound when falling. I didn't even notice that when I was playing, but it does make sense. You should have some sort of sound when you have fall damage. Other sounds. More detailed changes to the output, sound priority, and volume by distance will be done. Interesting. That's a lot of sound stuff. This is the kind of stuff I want to see from World War 3 as well. This much change to the sound, because the sound is terrible in World War 3 as well. That's a lot of the problem with these up and coming studios, is they really need good sound, and a lot of the time it lives and dies on whether you can play the game, because if you can't hear people coming, or you can't hear the sound of a gun when it's standing right next to you, it is a huge like disappointment when you're playing. You're just like, I can't tell what is going on, and I really rely on it. It's one of our main senses when we're playing games, is good sound. Optimization. GPU and frame rate optimization will be made and improved. This is huge. Like, everyone was complaining about the optimization of this game, and like people were playing it on their beast computers and couldn't get the frames. Like, I had to put this game on the lowest and it still just was playing like garbage. So it's good that they're addressing it straight away. Other features. Features other than the above will be renewed. The main fixes as follows. Character animations. Vaulting will be improved to look smoother. Additionally, landing and falling animations will be improved. That's great. As long as we don't go glitching through rocks and like teleporting all over the place when you do an animation, that would be amazing. Bloodzone playstyle balance will be improved. Okay, there was only the one game mode we could play, so we don't know what other game modes they're going to have. Hopefully they bring more than 2 game modes, because I think it's the problem with all these new games is they're giving us Conquest and Team Deathmatch, and everyone has done these to death. Like, anything would be better than that. The Splitgate has shown you can put in multiple different game modes in a free game in beta, and it do really well. Map optimization will be done by improving objects and some terrains in Selene Valley. I don't even know how to say that. Freezing and or abnormal shutdown during and or after gameplay will be fixed. Characters buried or teleported underground at some areas will be fixed. Some translated messages will be fixed. Translation in multiple languages will be provided. The damage balance of A10 will be fixed. Some HUDs and UIs do not deliver information clearly will be improved. Now, the HUDs and the UIs, what they really need to do is scale it back a little bit. Like, if what we've seen from like Battlefield 2042, World War 3, and this game is too much on screen. We'd like the ability to take some of the HUD away if we can, or just have less of it on screen so we can focus on the game, not all the distracting bullshit that comes up on screen. That's what I would really like to see, and hopefully they can make a nicer, cleaner HUD for us to play with. And that would just make it so much more enjoyable, even just that. And that's a lot of stuff, and I'd say it's all pretty great and welcome changes. Pros really needs to set up a Reddit and or a Discord so we can get directly in touch with them about game fixes, and they can provide a more direct line to changes to us. And like, please guys, get with the times. Like, it would be super helpful for people who are trying to promote your game for free. Like, we all want to see this game succeed, and you know, just give us a line of communication, because Twitter is just not enough. So what do you guys think of these changes? Do you reckon it's enough to make this game playable? Are you going to try the next beta, or is this it for you? Let me know in the comments. If you want to check out all these changes in writing, I'll leave a link in the description, so make sure you check that out. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone. I'm Warchild. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you don't, leave a dislike. Tell me what you think in the comments, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. See you next time.